Please be aware that the following video may contain disturbing content and language that may not be suitable for all audiences, including children. Project Veritas did not receive any images. Viewer discretion is advised.
From your account, it says, make a video at a little girl in the school basement.
That was just a bluff. It was a lie.
And
I only did that to kind of lure her.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just to tempt her into sending something.
So you traded CP?
No.
You never traded?
I just viewed them.
I never gave everyone all of the files that I had because I was scared of the legal repercussions. I did a bunch of podcasts in regards to the predator catching in real life, our 561 PC project. One of those podcasts went viral, then in turn had Project Veritas reach out, and that gave me the platform to be able to give these files to people that I trust, that I know are going to do them justice and make something happen.
Lurking in the darkest corners of the dark web is a thriving community of child pornography, or CP. According to Wired magazine, as much as 80% of dark web visits relate to pedophilia. But what you may not know, much of this twisted world is in plain sight on the internet and easily accessible to adults and children alike. Ryan Montgomery, a cybersecurity professional, has exposed a vast ring of pedophiles who use the open internet to prey upon children. This is the first in a series of Project Veritas investigations.
So I got a text message from a friend's wife with some screenshots from this website. I found a way to exploit the site. I realized that there was a ton of these horrible people talking about horrible things, some horrible things about 3 little girls, somebody who wants to be impregnated as a 16-year-old, and when they have a kid, they want to do horrible things to their children. I saw that there was pedophiles, self-proclaimed serial killers, rapists, every single type of horrible human being you can imagine, if you consider them human. I went through each post and I started to notice there was even children that were offering to sell their body to these older individuals. They're using some terminology here, a lot of things being brought up about pizza and cooking and this and that and CP. A lot of them are acronyms for child pornography. Cheese pizza would be CP. When they talk about another group, they're talking about another Telegram group. And to join that group, you have to send child pornography to another user, like one of the moderators, I believe it was, and then they would invite you. So it's kind of like proving you're not a police officer. My next steps with this data is to work with Project Veritas one by one, go through all of these email accounts, all these usernames, all these profile photos, and associate them with human beings.
Project Veritas sent an investigative team to track down people whose email addresses were found on these pedophile websites. The first man, Jonathan, we found living in New York in government-subsidized housing. How's it going, Jonathan?
Yeah.
So, is your email EL8 at Gmail? Okay. And you have another email called R1 at Gmail?
Yeah.
We found this website called rapey.tl. Are you familiar with this?
No.
You're not familiar with it? Because here, this is the email that we found. That's yours.
But what is that website about?
Well, basically, this is a place where people who have fetishes like rape and pedophilia. Yeah.
What exactly do you need? How you guys are bothering my guys?
This email was used to register to this website, rapey.tl. It's a place where like pedophiles and like rapists like meet and like, you know, discuss like fetishes and also like arrange to like trade child porn, things like that.
Yep.
The building supervisor invites us into his office to talk about Jonathan regarding what we found. It was clear that Jim was aware of Jonathan's serious porn addiction since moving into the building nearly 7 years ago.
I'm kind of just thrown because I know his functional level and I know what he's capable of, and this stuff has kind of come up because he was like addicted to porn.
Yeah.
So it's like I actually now limit his internet access, but he does have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been asking for a tablet and a computer, being insistent on buying it, and now
Yeah.
I see what. Will he act upon it? Will he do it? I don't think so. We had a meeting on treatment plans, and he was like, they were talking about the amount of porno he's watching. He said, I can't even brush my teeth.
That's great.
He can't even brush his teeth.
And then he said, I stop and then I do what I need to do and I watch it. He said, because I just can't focus. He said, it's self-focus. So that's when we decided to limit his internet and we limit everything, and we said slowly we do it. And he is in therapy, not for this particular therapy, overall.
Jim calls Jonathan down to speak with us, face to face.
This website, rapey.to, were you a member of this website?
I was. That sort of thing is connected to my addiction.
Right. What is your addiction?
Porn.
Safe to assume that you're attracted to children? Like young children?
I did have a fetish, but I had therapy to help me get over that addiction.
So you traded CP?
No.
You never traded?
I just viewed them.
Federal laws are explicit about viewing and owning child porn. 18 U.S.C.A. 2252, quote, any person who knowingly possesses or knowingly accesses with intent to view any other material that contains an image of child pornography, including by computer, such person shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for no more than 10 years or no more than 20 years if the child is younger than 12 years old. End quote.
From your account, it says, make a video a little girl in the school basement. I just wanted to kind of ask you what that was, what you meant by it. Like, were you telling the truth?
No, that was just a bluff. It was a lie.
And
I only did that to kind of to kind of lure her, lure the female pedophile for her, kind of just to tempt her into sending something.
So you were trying to receive like child porn at that time?
Yeah, through making a lie about that.
Federal laws are also explicit about soliciting child porn. Quote, any person who solicits through the mails or using any means, including by computer, a visual depiction of an actual minor engaging in sexually explicit conduct, such person shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for not less than 5 years and no more than 20 years. End quote.
Do you have any other questions for us?
You can tell, please.
I think, yeah, I don't know if that's like our bag. Like, we're more just like investigative journalists. We can't like make any promises or anything like that about just like what's going to happen from here.
We contacted the proper New York authorities, gave them Jonathan's information, and asked them to follow up to assess his potential threats to others or himself.
My goal with all the data that I received after we investigate is to get these guys arrested and for any of the victims to be coming forward and to be saved from these scumbags.
A detective from the NYPD Computer Crime Squad told Project Veritas that when he attempted to interview Jonathan, he was prevented from doing so by Brooklyn Community Services General Counsel. However, Jonathan's communications have been flagged by the Special Investigations Division. The reality remains that child porn investigations are not as crystal clear as they are on TV. But Project Veritas remains dedicated to identifying those who are on this website, which exists only to harm children.
Am I scared of the legal implications? Obviously, yes. I don't want to go through any legal ramifications for trying to do a good thing. I had no bad intentions. I was trying to help children. Of course, there's a little bit of fear there, but it's worth it for the kids. You can see in this example here, there's 3,974 Gmail addresses in the database, and maybe it was almost 7,000 with this one site, and then that's not including the other 4 databases that we have. And then this Joseph Fritzl is actually Nathan Larson. He went by 2 different usernames on the site. I didn't know who he was at that time. I never heard his name before. I Googled him and saw that he was a politician, that he ran for Congress multiple times.
Like, I would favor, like, legalizing incest.
And he said it's not enough to rape kids and take their innocence. You also needed to produce the next generation with them. Let them see that you prefer to rape the offspring you have with them than continue having sex with a woman who is no longer a jailbait.
Our Project Veritas team dug deeper into the data provided by Riot Montgomery. We learned that Nathan Larson's rapey.to website was hosted by Pirate Bay co-founder Fredrik Neij, a Swede. Unrelated to child pornography, Neij was convicted in 2014 in Swedish court of copyright infringement practices and served 10 months in prison. We discovered this August 2020 direct message from Neij to Larson, which Larson shared on his Telegram, apparently boasting how easy it was to set up the pedophile website.
Payment have been received. We'll try to have it up Friday or latest Saturday. Sure, there's holiday pictures of children with comments, but it's not what we would classify as child porn.
So if anybody wanted to join this website and look past the publicly facing side of things, you'd have to answer these questions. I don't think your average person would make it past this page. So when I was trying to find somebody to do something about it, I reached out to 2 local news stations. I reached out to the FBI. My lawyer reached out to the task force. I uploaded a ton of information about Nathan, the website. I told them that I had access to the site. I screenshotted it and I exported it as a PDF the day that I reported it because in case, the feds came knocking on my door, I wanted to be able to prove everything that I did. I even have timestamps in my notes, including this report number. And I never heard anything back. I reached out to Business Insider, Fox, many other news stations. I spoke to a few of them. I didn't get replies from all, but the ones that I did get replies from were not able to run the story. So after I reported all the information to the proper authorities, to the attorneys, to the news agencies, and nothing happened, 6 months after I reported and tried my absolute best, Nathan Larson gets arrested at a layover with a 12-year-old girl that he raped and kidnapped. And I couldn't be more pissed off. They could have prevented that by just arresting Nathan when I was proving he was a pedophile. And that's not including the 7,000 other users on the site. The website is gone. It's no longer up and running. Nathan Larson is dead. My advice to anyone who has the ability to gather information like this or is aware of information like this is to come forward with it, to not be scared, because at the end of the day, you're protecting children, and children need our help. They can't do this for themselves, and they can't make decisions for themselves.
To date, Project Veritas has confirmed the identities of nearly 400 individuals whose emails have been found in Ryan's database. We are further verifying these individuals' involvement with these websites and coordinating with law enforcement when necessary.